Ireland and the Netherlands at the Fexco Merchant Services International Series. We will get ourselves underway after the anthems.
We have the anthem of the Netherlands.
And you're all very welcome here to Cork on an overcast day here. In the commentary box, it's Phil Oakley and Andy Gray. Hi Andy, how are you?
Not too bad now, Phil, not too bad.
So, starting for Ireland, their goalkeeper and captain, David Hart. Number 3, John Jackson. Number 6, Ronan Gormley. 7, Michael Watt. 8, Chris Cargo. 9, Gareth Watkins. 10, Alan Southern. 11, John German. 12, Eugene McGee. 16, Shane O'Donoghue. And 26, Paul Gleghorn. On the bench, number 2 goalkeeper, Jamie Carr. Jonathan Bell. Peter Carruth. Kirk Shimmons. Matthew Bell. Timmy Cockram. Michael Robson. And the coach, of course, is Craig Fulton. For the Netherlands, in goal, Jaap Stockman. Number 10, Valentin Varga. Number 11, Joran Hertzberger. Number 12, Sander Devine. Number 14, Robert Kemperman. Number 16, Mirko Preuser. Number 21, Jorrit Kroon. Number 22, Roger Hoffman, earning his 201st cap. Number 24, Robert van der Horst, the Dutch captain. Number 29, Hide Turkstra. And number 30, Mink van der Weerden. On the bench, Billy Bakker, Sevi van Ass, Sander Bart, Bob de Vught, Konstantin Jonker and Pierman Black. Glenn Schurman is sick today and is not in the squad, and the Dutch coach is Max Caldas. So Andy, what do you expect from tonight's game?
I expect Ireland to have recovered a little bit and had a bit more rest, so there'll be a bit more energy for the game today.
And we're away. So Donoghue to Gleghorn. Aerial from Gleghorn, looking for Southern, cut out by Van der Horst. Southern gets us going. Ireland certainly looking to narrow the gap, Andy, today.
Yeah, well, the win behind them now in the first half, so they'll be looking to step up and attack from the first half.
Gleghorn to Gormley. McGee Pressure from Preuser. McGee again. Gleghorn. Ireland looking to build through Cargo. Back to Gleghorn. O'Donoghue. Very patient opening from the Irish. The Dutch just holding off. No real pressure so far. Preuser now looking to split Gleghorn. German. Under pressure from Hoffman. Wins the free. Confident start from Ireland.
Yeah, nice and confident around the back, holding possession. So rush pass there from Cargo, putting the ball over the end line.
Devine. Van der Horst. Devine. Inside to Kemperman. Varga. Varga playing with 6 stitches in his leg. He picked them up during training during the week. Van der Horst. Hoffman. Devine. Inside to Kemperman. Dutch slowly building their way up the pitch here. And that's off Gormley's foot. Free to the Dutch just outside the circle. Hertzberger trying to work his way in. Does so. Hart has to save. Just comes off Yard Kroon's stick. He looks for the corner from Eugene McGee. McGee manages to recover, and eventually the free is given to Ireland. Some worrying moments there for Ireland.
Yeah, it was great defending there by Eugene McGee, just taking the ball off his glove.
Gormley with the aerial cut out by Kroon. Devine. And that's come off Gleghorn's stick. Out for a long corner. Billy Backer. Van de Veerden. Turkstra. Devine. Backer again. Ireland nearly all inside their own third. Watkins coming to challenge Turkstra. Southern looks to split. Van de Veerden. Ball falls to Cargo. Dutch pressing high now. Jackson wins the free, and that'll be a bit of relief for them. Some nervy exchanges in the opening 3 minutes here, Andy.
Yeah, Ireland put under pressure there a few minutes ago. Gormley with a weak overhead.
So Devine with the interception. Has Kroon to his right. Looks instead to find Preuser. Preuser gets a shot away. Saved. Chris Cargo. It's inside to Gleghorn. Cargo again. Ireland stuck in the corner. Eventually work it out to John German, who wins the sideline ball from Van der Veerden. Mikey Watt now in possession from midfield for Ireland. Eugene McGee in a little bit of space. Kroon comes to pressure. Back inside. A neat 1-2 between Watt and McGee. Unfortunately came to nothing. Southern had moved off into the space. Sander Bart will get us going again. So just under 5 minutes gone in the Fexco Merchant Services series here between Ireland and the Netherlands. The Netherlands winning the first game 7-2 on Monday night. Van de Veerden. Crash ball. Easy touch there for Konstantin Jonker. And he's just nipped that past David Hart into the goal, and it's 1-0 to the Dutch.
Yeah, there was a neat overhead there into the right-hand corner, and he had 2 players to pick out, really. Then the smash ball in.
Jonker in the side this evening because Glenn Sherman feeling sick, and he's making the most of his appearance. German. Ireland look to get back into this game now. Gormley. Ireland just patiently playing it round the back. Cleghorn. I don't know who robbed. It's Bob de Vught putting pressure on there. Gormley. German. Aerial to relieve pressure. Might fall to Cargo. Doesn't. Intercepted by Devine. Lovely first time hit. Preuser. Back inside to Billy Backer. Van der Veerden. Sander Bart to Sander Devine. Jonker now. Being marshalled by Gormley. Kemperman. Has Van der Horst on the right. Bart first times it. Crossed. It's Turkstra. Now Valentin Varga. Scored a wonderful goal the other night on Monday. Ball played across by Van der Horst. Inside to Preuser. Shot away. And Ireland cleared their lines through Jackson. Eventually wins the free. What do you make of the opening exchanges, Andy?
It's been very slow from Ireland, resorting to a lot of overheads from the press from the Dutch. Hopefully we'll be able to hold on to a bit more possession now and create a few more chances up the other end.
Just evidence there from Ireland having the ball inside the Dutch 25, and 3-4 passes later we're back in our own 25, looking to build. Cleghorn finds Watt. Pressure from Backer and Jonker. Leads Varga inside there to nip the ball away from Shane O'Donoghue, who falls to Jonker. Jonker working his way towards the circle. Finds Sevi Van Ass. Pressure from John Jackson. And the Dutch recycle. Give themselves an opportunity to attack again. So Sander Bart. Van der Horst. Last diving tackle there from Mikey Watt, but it falls to Billy Backer now inside the circle. Pulls it back, looking for Varga. Michael Robson trying to work the ball out. Now it's with Shimmons. Shimmons with 2 Dutchmen on him, and he just knocks that out over the sideline. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the first quarter here. Netherlands 1, Ireland 0. Bart. Devine. Van Ass. Son of former Dutch coach Paul Van Ass. Bart has Van der Horst to play inside to Jonker, but it's come to Peter Carruth. And Jonker's dived in there with a stick, and there's the free coming. O'Donoghue. Back to Gormley. Pace has gone a little bit here, Andy, hasn't it?
Yeah, the Dutch will be playing at a lot of pace for the last while, but the Irish haven't been able to match it really. So hopefully we can pick it up here now in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the quarter.
Bob de Vught look to play inside. Robson gets his foot in the way. Be a Dutch free just inside the Irish half.
Irish player lucky there, seemed to put his foot out on purpose.
Varga. And Van der Horst. He was looking there for Hertzberger, just unable to find him. Ball goes wide. Gormley. Johnny Bell. Jackson looks to transfer through Gormley. Back to Jackson. Kroon steps up to put on some pressure. Ireland in a little bit of trouble here. Both Kroon and Sander Devine in there to try and win that ball back, and they do. Valentin Varga. Bob de Vught. Inside Hertzberger lets it go for Varga, and Varga lifts it up over David Hart's pads. And a second goal for the Dutch inside the first quarter with just over 4 minutes to play. It's Netherlands 2, Ireland 0. Nicely worked goal there, Andy.
It was a lovely finish coming into the circle and just waiting for Davy Hart to go to ground, and he just slid the stick underneath it to lift it up into the net. But Ireland went from having the ball in possession around the back to losing the ball in the left back spot, which is be something to be looked at in the video later on.
Varga, the Amsterdam man who has already won an Olympic silver medal, be hoping to make that a goal this year. And Ireland look to go again. Bell. Still Bell. Good pressure from the Dutch. Matthew Bell. Drops it off for Jackson. Under some pressure from Preuser. Eventually wins the free. Ireland struggling now to get out of their own quarter. Hertzberger almost took that. It's fallen to Gormley on the sideline. German. Playing in his home city. Almost finding Timmy Cockram there. Ball is cleared by the Dutch. Bell. German now. Hoffman putting on some pressure. Back to Bell. Kroon. Looking for the turnover. Almost wins it. And recovers the ball. He had won a free anyway from Jorrit Kroon. The OZ man. Back inside to Van der Horst. Just coming into this series, the last time Ireland had played the Netherlands in a competitive opportunity was the European Championships in 2015, where it was 1-0 to the Netherlands. Ireland on their way to a bronze medal in that tournament. And prior to this, the Netherlands had played New Zealand last weekend, where they won a 3-match series, 1-0, 2-0 and 4-2. Ireland, of course, on the back of a Six Nations tournament in Valencia, losing 2-0 to Germany, drawing 1-1 with New Zealand, 2-2 with Spain, losing 2-1 to India, and losing by a goal to Argentina in the first game. It's inside. Ball's played out now. This is Ronan Gormley in possession. Has Shimmons in support. Shimmons just controls that inside the sideline. Eventually Sander Bart puts that out. Aerial goes straight to Hertzberger. McGee trying to win it back. Umpire deemed that a foul. So just coming to the end of the first quarter here in the Fexco Merchant Services stream between the Netherlands and Ireland. Ball played inside, looking for Konstantin Jonker. Comes off Matthew Bell's stick. Long corner. Fully aware of the time. The Dutch try to get that in very, very quickly.
Great save there by Davy Hart just to keep that at bay just
Super
before the
reaction
hooter.
save. And it was Mirko Preuser who had an opportunity to put that away, and David Hart got down to make a good save, Andy.
Yeah, he did. Kept that at bay, kept the game alive really for Ireland. A bit flat there in the first quarter. Hopefully he'll pick it up in the second quarter.
What do you feel Ireland will need to get hold of in particular?
I think the ball in midfield actually just breaking the line of the press. They're receiving the ball outside the press and just recycling it. And then they're just splitting them and keeping them to one side. So Ireland just need a bit more penetration through midfield.
ourselves underway from right to left as we look at it. Mikey Watt. Looking for Bell inside there, didn't quite find him. Came off his feet. Varga, Bakker, Van der Horst. Van der Veerden. Aerial from him. Looking for Varga. Wasn't that far away from catching it. It was in behind Timmy Cockram. Robson now. Bell. Gormley. Cargo offering from midfield. The Dutch press really slowing down any options for Ireland to get out, Andy.
Yeah, they're dropping in there and they're pressing it in on the right and left backs. Forcing to make the long balls.
O'Donoghue looking for Southern, just comes off Van der Veerden's stick. And Southern gets us going inside the Dutch quarter. Reverse ball across the circle. Umpire deemed that dangerous, I think.
Don't know, did it catch the back of his stick? He didn't seem to complain anyway.
Sander Devine. Van der Horst. Devine. One of two players playing his hockey with David Hart at Kampong. Big welcome to all of the people tuning in from the Netherlands and elsewhere around the world. So the pace of the game really yet to pick up, Andy. 2 minutes into the second quarter.
Yeah, Ireland just playing keep ball around the back at the moment, but the Dutch are kind of controlling it right in front of them, allowing them to play.
Gormley checks out. This is Bell. Cargo goes direct. Almost finds Michael Robson. Tightly marked by Sevi Vanas. Bakker. Twerkstra. Van der Horst. Back to Twerkstra again. Van der Veerden. Varga. Turns. Billy Bakker now coming forward with the ball in a little bit of space. Finds Jonker inside. Hart has gone to ground and Jonker lifts it up and over him into the goal. And what a wonderful finish by Konstantin Jonker. His second goal of the day, Andy.
Yeah, that was an excellent finish. Just waiting for Davy Hart, throwing him a dummy and then just lifting over him when he was on the ground and committed. But the Dutch just one pass there, broke the line in midfield and go straight through. And that's something that Ireland are lacking. They're not breaking the line in midfield at all.
It was a very simple receive, turn and pop into Billy Bakker in space, which allowed Bakker to carry forward and eventually find Jonker inside the circle. Ireland will be disappointed with that.
Yeah, they seem to have them nicely caught in the press and just one person rolled in midfield. Created a 2v1 just at the two centre backs.
So can Ireland get themselves back into this game? O'Donoghue. Gormley. Van Ast challenging Paul Greghorn, who goes to ground. Picked up by Varga. A misplaced pass there, very unlike Sander Devine. Gives possession back to Ireland. McGee. Sense a little bit of urgency now from the Irish. Gormley. Carruth making a run inside. Gormley opts to go back to McGee. Robson carries beyond Bob de Vught. Carries to three players now. Cargo, Harland recycle. Jackson. Back to McGee. And Ireland try to clear their line and end up giving away the corner. Kroon, the 17-year-old from HGC, earning only his sixth cap, scoring his first international goal on Monday night. Ireland would be disappointed so far, Andy.
Yeah, the Dutch are quite comfortable, even when Ireland had the ball, and they've had plenty of it, knocking the ball around the back, but they haven't been able to break down the Dutch press. Dutch are keeping them out in front all the time.
So, first penalty corner of the match. It's Van Ass and Van der Veerden, the two Dutch flickers. It's Van der Veerden. And very, very well taken off the line by Ronan Gormley.
Yeah, a great touch around the post there by Ronan Gormley.
Excellent defence from the Irish penalty corner defence team. Varga, Kemperman, Van der Horst, Sander Devine, Sander Bart plays forward to Kemperman, now in the end line, challenge from German. Inside to Kroon, and eventually goes out over the end line for a corner off Eugene McGee. The Dutch recycle, Sander Devine. Ireland looking to press a bit higher now. The early split, that's inside to Turkstrap. Taken by John Jackson. Shimmies his way through two tackles, falls to John German. Tries to get inside Roger Hoffman, falls to German again, and it's going to be a free. And Ireland recycle again and look to transfer through Gormley. Gleghorn. Robson. Back to Gormley. Ireland really struggling to get out through the Dutch first line here. There's an aerial. That's going to come to Paul Gleghorn. Well taken by Gleghorn. Look to play the ball in. Umpire deems that the Dutch didn't give him enough space to take that down. And it's a free to Ireland. German. Gormley. John Jackson loses out there to Preuser. Preuser has Kemperman inside, plays the pass. Hart is out and has to make the save. An easy clearance to John German. Shimmons now. Ireland need to move this. They want to make the most of the break. Comes off Sander Devine. So just under 7.5 minutes to go now in the second quarter. Still Netherlands 3, Ireland 1, Ireland 0, excuse me. Ball played forward, looking for Hertzberger. Johnny Bell just getting an interception. Kemperman. Hertzberger looks to cross through Paul Gleghorn, gets a stick in it. Preuser inside the Irish circle, and eventually comes off Gleghorn's stick and out for a long corner. Devine. Van der Veerden. A little bit of space here for the Dutch attack, and Sander Bart inside. And he was looking for Preuser there, unable to find him. Some good marking from Ireland there, Andy.
Yeah, great strength by Eugene. Got down really low and made the Dutch player commit the foul.
So 6 minutes to go in the Fexco Merchant Services International Series here at the Mardyke. Netherlands 3, Ireland 0. 2 goals for Konstantin Jonker. 1 for Valentin Varga, the difference between the sides. Aerial cut out by Sander Devine. Side to Sander Bart. Under pressure now from Southern. Roger Hoffman, who received his 200th cap on Monday night. Drops that ball off. Billy Backer now. O'Donoghue recovers possession. Shimmons. Interception there by Sander Devine. Pushing the back there on Shane O'Donoghue. Ireland back in possession inside their own 25. This is Matthew Bell. Looking for Mikey Watt, unavailable. Out over the sideline. Sander Bart. Robert van der Horst. Devine. Pressure from Cargo, almost turning over. Umpire deemed that to be a foul. Sevi Vanas. That's out of the sideline. Maybe a chance for Ireland now. Just under 5 minutes, just over 4 minutes to go in this quarter, in the half. That's Watt. Ireland forced to recycle again. Johnny Bell. Gleghorn. Bell now. Shimmons unable to control. Kemperman now with the sideline ball. He leaves it for Van der Veerden. Sting gone out of the game, Andy.
Yeah, Ireland seem to be making just little small mistakes to just give the ball back to the Dutch. They're quite comfortable then when they get the ball themselves.
Bob de Voek trying to work his way in along the end line there. It's gone out for a long corner.
Last thing they want to do now is to let one go in just before the end of the quarter. Try and finish off the half a little bit strong.
Sander Devine inside to Van der Veerden, who works his way past O'Donoghue's tackle. Falls inside. And Konstantin Jonker completes his hat-trick inside the first half. The easiest of tap-ins there. Hart beaten at his near post. Ball played in around the back. And Jonker was left with a simple tap-in.
There's quick reactions there from the Dutch player, knocking the ball in. I think it hit an Irish foot and the Irish player stopped playing. And he just tapped the ball into an empty goal.
Seems to definitely be an element of tiredness there from the Irish, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Perhaps last week's endeavours in Valencia now taking its toll.
Yeah, they're lacking a little bit of urgency. It's very slow to set up sometimes, but it has to be expected after so many games in just such a short period of time.
Cargo. Gleghorn, the aerial, nobody under that except Robert van der Horst, the Dutch captain. Wins a simple free, but the Dutch play their advantage. Back to van der Horst. Aerial thrown, Gleghorn has this covered. Just over 2 minutes to go in the half. Netherlands 4 goals up. Johnny Bell. Under pressure from Jarek Kroon. Gives away the free. Bell looking to go forward, no options. Just go back through McGee. Very effective press from the Dutch. Bell first times it. This is Mikey Watt. Unable to control. That's 2 or 3 of those we've seen, Andy, from various Irish players, just not able to control it as the ball comes forward.
Just losing concentration there at the vital second. Ball hitting their stick and bouncing over the sideline.
So, Robert van der Horst. Turkstra, back to van der Horst. Van der Horst winning his 261st cap today. It's a pretty amazing record. Aerial ball looking for Southern. Van der Veerden has this covered. Retains the possession. Van der Horst look to reverse that inside now with just under a minute to go. Can Ireland get something out of this attack? Straight into the circle. Irish thought there might have been a corner there. Watt now. This time he's in the circle. And he thought he'd won a corner there. Trolley played it into the foot. Umpire saw it differently. And away comes Roger Hoffman. 2-3 passes here for the Dutch. Inside looking for Bob de Voet. Eugene McGee recovers the ball. 30 seconds left in the half. Really, Ireland need to make more of those opportunities when they get there, Andy.
Yeah, they do. The Dutch were able to, like, it was unlucky. The ball just missed the Dutch foot, but the Dutch were able to capitalise there and break away in numbers.
McGee. Under pressure, 4 Dutch defenders. Just holds it and the time elapses. So at the end of the second half here, it's Netherlands 4, 3 goals from Konstantin Jonker, 1 goal from Valentin Varga, Ireland 0. Andy, what do you make of that first half?
I think Ireland just have been a little bit lax. The bit of concentration going every so often, but they haven't been able to penetrate through midfield.
So some work for the Irish to do coming into the second half. It's Ireland 0, Netherlands 4, and we'll be back with you shortly for the start of the second half.
Made my debut. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. An Olympi When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life.
Welcome back to the second half here of Ireland versus Netherlands in the FEXCO Merchant Services International Series here from UCC in Cork. And it'll be the Dutch to get us going. Sander de Veen looking for Hertzberger. Came off Cargo's foot and be a free to the Dutch. Just if you're just joining us, the score is Ireland 0, Netherlands 4. 3 goals for Konstantin Jonker in the first half and 1 from Valentin Varga, giving the Dutch a 4-goal lead at half-time. And Ireland with a bit of work to do to get back into this one, Andy.
Yes, they started off pretty poorly in the first half, very slow at times. The Dutch were quite comfortable all the way through, so hopefully they'll pick it up now in the second half.
De Veen just unable to secure the ball to Mirko Preuser there. Gleghorn. Pressure from Jorrit Kroon. 17-year-old earning his 6th cap today, playing his hockey at HGC. Roger Hoffman just intercepting the ball there from John German. It's been a very effective press in the first half, Andy. Ireland struggling to get out through it.
Yeah, the Dutch kind of just basically kept them in front of them, and Ireland had just passed the ball around the back, but haven't gone any further than that really with any success.
McGee losing out there to Mirko Preuser. Van der Horst drops the ball off for Varga. Then it's Kemperman. Turkstra. And Van der Horst again. Dutch just tidy that up. Look to build from the back. Van der Veerden. Sander de Veen. Mistrap from de Veen. Mikey Watt. Attacking Sander de Veen. Works his way across the circle. De Veen just getting himself on there. Mikey Watts managed to turn himself. Now attacking the end line. And eventually De Veen gets his stick to it. And it is a long corner to Ireland. Gleghorn, a little bit better from Ireland now in terms of pace and tempo. Jackson. The Dutch win that back. Van der Horst straight to Hertzberger. Hertzberger now in midfield. Looks to play forward. Eventually finds Roger Hoffman. And the Dutch recycle to Van der Veerden. Jaap Stockman standing on the edge of his circles, had a quiet night. That's to Hertzberger. Hertzberger now inside Gleghorn. Inside the circle, still Hertzberger, reverse side shot. And it was a couple of metres wide in the end. David Hart needn't have worried. But Ireland will be worried about how Hertzberger just worked his way into the circle there, Andy.
Yeah, he created 2v1, and the Irish were slow at getting back to the top of the circle. Shot could have gone anywhere in the end, but
McGee and Yonker going for the ball. Irish free. Cargo now carrying past Billy Backer. Backer still trying to work the ball back. Still Cargo. Direct ball into the circle, and it's direct, but it's wide. And Chris Cargo taking his frustrations out on the corner flag.
Yeah.
Kemperman from SV Kampong in Utrecht. Billy Backer. Hertzberger coming deep to receive. He was looking for Mirko Preuser there, who didn't agree with the umpire's decision. Watkins now, the Monkstown man.
Little more urgency in the Irish play in the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Certainly, I don't think I'd like to have been inside the dressing room at half time.
I'd say Mr. Fulton gave them an earful.
Whatever's been said certainly has worked. Gormley now. Hertzberger looking to cut him off. Drop to O'Donoghue. Cargo. Hoffman comes forward. O'Donoghue again. Gleghorn a little bit of time and space here. To Jackson. Jackson unable to get his body forward there. Has to turn back out. Looks for a cross-field ball to O'Donoghue. Kemperman now putting on some pressure on O'Donoghue. And eventually O'Donoghue retains possession. Shimon's now back on the pitch for Cargo. And this is Mikey Watt. Really putting some pressure on. That's easily intercepted though by Sander Devine. And pressure from Peter Carruth results in a free. And Ireland will have to drop off again and try and win this ball back.
It was unfortunate from Mikey Watt. He'd done all the hard work, carry the ball 20 odd yards and then pass the ball flat into the Dutch stick. It's a bit unfortunate.
Watt now. Gormley. Jackson. Gleghorn's here in the right back position. Robson goes back to John Jackson, former Mosley man. Johnny Bell. Gormley now again, playing his hockey in Germany, Krefeld, formerly of Pembroke Wanderers. Matthew Bell. Jackson again. Ireland still struggling to get out past this first line of Dutch defence. Now an opportunity. Johnny Bell carrying forward. Still Bell. Eventually almost finds O'Donoghue. And unfortunate for O'Donoghue, just comes off his foot or off his stick, I think.
The Dutch keeping them there on the outside, forcing into the mistake.
Billy Backer receiving that ball in midfield from Sander Bart. His aerial. That's set up a pass to Jorrit Kroon now. Kroon under pressure from Robson. Through Robson's legs. Bell in a good position to just intercept that pass before it fell to Yonker. Would have been Yonker's fourth goal if it had gotten there. So 7 minutes gone in the third quarter here. Still Ireland 0, Netherlands 4. Ireland showing a bit more tempo and a bit more fight in this quarter. Turkstra. Van Ass. Tackle from Carruth out over the sideline. Dutch look to transfer. Van der Horst taking on O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue misses the tackle. Still Van der Horst. Inside pass to Jorrit Kroon, but some tight marking there from Matthew Bell.
The Dutch seem to be riding the tackles quite easily at the moment. Just bounced off a Dutch foot there. Hopefully Ireland will be able to pick it up here in the back.
Gormley carrying forward. Tempted to check out, and indeed he does check out. Bell to Shimmons. Pressure from Backer. Varga tries to control that, does go out over the sideline. Shimmons takes it quickly. Tackle that time from Varga on the reverse. Textbook. Sander Devine. Devine again. Varga. Backer. Varga. Roger Hoffman now back on the pitch. Devine. Varga. Van Ass now. Just pressured there by Cochrane, runs the ball out of play. Ireland ball just inside their own third of the pitch with John German. Church of Ireland man back in the side after a couple of years out. German now, Hertzberger just getting the tackle in. Carruth coming for that. Came off Roger van der Horst's stick.
But the Dutch are setting up a press to force the Irish guys into long passes here. John was standing over the ball there with no options. There's either an overhead into the wind or a long 50-50 ball up the line.
It's remarkable how tight the Dutch are marking when those balls are played forward, really giving Ireland no chance to control. Varga, cut out by Carruth, gets up, wins the ball back himself, but there's a tackle there from Kemperman. And the Dutch recover possession. Sander Bart. Hoffman over the stick of Cargo. Ball played through to Kemperman. It's a lovely little pass. McGee scrambling with Kemperman to try and win that ball back. Eventually comes to Johnny Bell. Bell works it to almost to Chris Cargo. Cargo leaves it for Bell. And now it's Mikey Watt. As the Dutch just drift back slightly to reset their press. Now it's still Watt carrying the ball forward. Apologies, that was Watkins, not Watt. Oh, that ball almost coming through to Carruth. Stockman just with a neat save out for a corner. Cargo now. Shimmons inside looking for Watkins. Ireland thought they'd won a corner there, Andy.
Yeah, Ireland a little bit unlucky. Watkins just kind of swung a stick at it. I thought from the angle up here it actually went up off a Dutch stick up into his body, but umpire saw differently and there was no complaints then for the Irish players. But at least there was a little bit of urgency there in the Dutch circle from the Irish players.
So Van der Horst. Devine finds Van der Veerden. The Dutch back three here under no real pressure. Now some pressure from Mikey Watt. Bart finds Van der Horst to Hertzberger, leaves it for Kroon. Out over the sideline. It's an Irish ball. John German comes inside Van der Horst. German still German now inside to Eugene McGee. Just unable to control it. McGee takes that quickly. There's no way. The Dutch were 5 there and a penalty corner given. Some good work there from Eugene McGee, Andy.
Yeah, it's great work. Started at the right back there with John German. Very quick thinking. Saw that the free was the sideline ball was for Ireland. Broke past 2 or 3 players. Played Eugene through. There could be argument there. There was a sliding tackle. The ball hit his leg, so it could have been a short corner earlier. But Ireland rewarded from some persistent play in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
So whether you're tuning in Ireland or somewhere else around the world, you're very welcome. The stream being sponsored by Fexco Merchant Services, sponsor of our series here. The Dutch winning the first game, 7 goals to 2. Currently 4 goals to 0, 3.5 minutes to go. Ireland's first corner of the game. And only the second corner of the match.
Yeah, that's correct.
Pretty quiet, so Ireland hopefully will convert here and get themselves back into the game.
Yeah, the Irish supporters around this around UCC today could do with something to support about.
So Cargo, it's going to be German. Ball stopped awkwardly for him and it's fired wide, and Kemperman just watched that one sail wide. The Dutch in training here in the Mardyke this week, spending a lot of time on taking the ball off the line from flicks, and Kemperman was prepared and ready for that one. The ball just getting stuck under John German's foot. It's now with Mikey Watt, just unable to control German's pass.
It was a strange setup there for the penalty corner. The Irish, the two flickers seem to be switching left and right to try and maybe cause a little bit of skies. But the missed pull out and a missed trap causing John to have to readjust.
So Ireland look to press high. Ball out from Turkstra, nicely taken over his shoulder. Wonderful piece of skill there from Turkstra. Back to Van der Veerden, the danger man from the Dutch penalty corner. Here he is again. Van der Horst. Preuser, unable to turn. And Bell receives it back, but gives it straight to Hoffman. Hertzberger inside, left by Kemperman. Hoffman has an effort, comes off David Hart's pads and up, and is deemed dangerous by the umpire, and will be the Dutch's second corner of the game.
It was just a little bit of lack of concentration there from Bell, who won the ball back nicely, but then passes straight to the Dutch centre forward coming straight through.
Just shows you how good the Dutch were from the mistake. 2 or 3 passes into the circle and a shot from Hoffman.
Yeah.
Results in the penalty corner. Just over 2 minutes left in the Fexco Merchant Services International Series here at UCC.
Hello to family and friends around the world. We've got people listening in from France and Provence, and we've got friends over in the States listening in with their American friends.
So, just one stick stop this time for the Dutch. Van der Veerden. Billy Bakker to stop. It is going to be Van der Veerden. Direct and wide, just outside Ronan Gormley's post. So 2 corners for the Dutch, 0 goals coming.
He seemed to be quite disappointed with that. He missed the target by about 2 or 3 feet there on the right hand side.
Johnny Bell. Shane O'Donoghue. Playing his hockey in Belgium, of course. At Dragons. O'Donoghue overhead, looking for McGee. Falls to Turkstra. Gets it to Hoffman. Bit of pressure from Cargo there. Umpire deemed it overly physical. And Cargo quite disappointed by that. Sander Bart. Van der Horst. Bart again. Still Bart. Lovely direct ball, finds Kemperman on the edge of the 25. Tackle from Bell. Ireland now possibly with a chance to break. Ball played too far in front of O'Donoghue. And out over the sideline. Turkstra from the Rotterdam club gets us going. Mistrap there from Robert van der Horst. Cargo.
Ireland a little bit slow there to set up. Didn't recognise that Shane O'Donoghue was in 20 yards of space here on the right hand side.
Hertzberger now chasing down Bell. O'Donoghue. Bakker wins that back easily. And there ends the third quarter here at the Fexco Merchant Services International Series. It's a goalless quarter. Ireland 0, Netherlands 4. Things a little better from the Irish team, Andy.
Yeah, the Irish team have been picked it up a lot of it there since half time. They had a few good chances, including a corner. So hopefully they picked it up now for the rest of the second half.
Don't forget, the Irishmen are running their Obsessed campaign. More details on www.hockey.ie.
When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming, I was building my own. When everyone else was in class, I was learning right here. When everyone else was at the Debs, I made my debut. This is my job, my choice, my family, my life, my obsession. An Olympics is every 4 years. An obsession is for life. When everyone else was learning to walk, I was learning to dribble. When everyone else was dreaming,
Virden's lost his stick. Carruth has lost the ball over the sideline. It's a shame because if he'd kept that under control, he would have had an opportunity there, Andy.
Yeah, he had great strength there to hold off the tackle. Just unfortunately lost a bit of concentration. Should have got the ball, 2 hands on the stick there, so he could carry it at a bit more speed.
Sevi Van Ass's ball just outside the stick of Yard Kroon. O'Donoghue under pressure from Van Ass, wins the free. Taken quickly, falls to John German. Shimmon's dropped that off. Gleghorn, crossfield ball to Gormley, and another uncharacteristic mistake by Ireland gives a turnover to the Dutch. Bob de Vught tries to work inside Michael Robson there, wins the free.
Great skill there just to open up an opportunity for himself.
Sander Devine. Turkstra, that was out over the sideline. German faked the aerial, little pass inside to O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue takes quickly. Backer's not moved away 5, he has now. And that's off Varga's leg and out for a sideline ball. Inside. Gormley. Ireland looking to play with a small bit more urgency. Robson cuts inside. Varga eventually, hand on the back, pushes him over. O'Donoghue. German. Little lift over Billy Backer's stick. German. He's under pressure from Kroon. Kroon win of the shoulder. And the umpire gives the corner.
It was great, bit of skill there by John on the right hand side. The umpire upgrading the foul just outside the circle to a short corner. Maybe a little bit soft, but Ireland won't complain, and neither will the home crowd.
I think I've seen him given as the term that comes to mind. I think Kroon was a little hard done by, but Ireland will be delighted with their second corner of the game, and maybe a chance to finally open their account with just over 12 minutes to go.
Yeah. Need a bit of an accurate push out and a good 6 stop here, and make sure
Just a reminder, our live stream is being brought to you by Fexco Merchant Services, our sponsor for the International Series here in Cork. So, O'Donoghue. It will be Shane O'Donoghue. It's high and up and over the bar. And Jaap Stockman really yet to be tested.
Yeah, it was comfortably about 2 or 3 yards over the bar. Didn't look like it was going any pace either, unfortunately for Ireland. Dutch fella's taking their time, taking their protective kit off.
2 corners from Ireland, 2 wide balls. Devine, reverse side pass, cut out by Shimmons. Falls to Mikey Watt. Watt now in the centre of the pitch. Was looking for O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue was coming off the pitch. Has found Timmy Cockram. That's Gormley to German. Back inside to McGee. McGee now carrying towards the circle. Cuts back inside. And Turkster gave away the free. So McGee on the edge of the D. Ball played to Watt. Watt inside. Tried to play that ball in. And it's gone out for a corner of Van der Veerden. Just under 11 minutes to go. German. Shimmons unable to control. Varga wins that ball back, but a free given. And it is Cochran with the ball, carrying it forward. That's off Varga's stick, and it will be a long corner to Ireland. Just trying to notch up the pressure here, the Irish, Andy.
Yeah, Ireland have a bit of sustained pressure now for the last minute or two. Hopefully get an end product now with another corner or goal.
Gleghorn to Jackson. Jackson tried to work it in along the end line. Bob de Vugt recovers that ball. Good tackle in there from Mikey Watt, just taking it off the stick of Hertzberger. And there's a fall into McGee inside the circle. And Ireland have their third corner. Much, much better from the Irish this time. McGee working his way inside the circle and drawing the foul. And with just over 10 minutes to go, and another opportunity for Ireland, Andy.
Yeah, the Irish crowd have woken up here in the last 2 or 3 minutes. Ireland been giving a bit of pressure and creating 2 corners. So let's try and work the goalkeeper from this one.
One of the Irish Olympic teammates, Lizzie Lee, running the women's marathon in the crowd here today. If you are just joining us, it is 4-0 to the Netherlands. 3 goals from Constantine Jonker, 1 from Valentin Varga. German and O'Donoghue here. It is O'Donoghue this time. Southern, should I say, sorry.
Quite unlucky there from Ireland. Mikey Watt just missing the follow-up.
So, Sander Bart, Van der Veerden. Dutch being very patient here. Devine. Bart with a big hit up, looking for Hertzberger, well controlled under a bit of pressure from Matthew Bell. And Devine has come on the overlap, looking for that ball again. He's taken on Gormley. Gormley puts enough pressure just to hold his run. It falls to Hertzberger. And that's inside to Preuser on the reverse.
Great initial tackle there by Ronan Gormley. Really stopped the pressure and slowed everything down. Let Irish players get back in.
German. Preuser off Cochram's stick. Dutch ball on the sideline. Kemperman. Hoffman. Dutch looking to gain control of the game again. Devine, who made that run all the way up the middle there to set up that last attack. Sander Bart off Cochram's foot. Just looking at the sideline here, Campon coach Alexander Cox, the Dutch assistant coach, really shouting at a couple of the players there. Backer wins the ball back from Carruth. And O'Donoghue tries to win the ball back. Eventually Jonker recovers it, and O'Donoghue does have it this time. Cargo out to Gormley, being tracked by Preuser. Tries to go forward, has no options, back through Bell to German. The Corkman now on the sideline, finds Cargo, back to German. German plays inside to Mikey Watt. Nice run from deep there from Mikey Watt. Ireland recycle again. John German now at right back on this side. Bell chooses to go into the centre to Watt. Watt back to O'Donoghue. Attempted aerial, easily cut out by Preuser, and away come the Netherlands.
Shane really choosing the wrong option there. Two of his teammates are out the right hand side, calling for the ball.
German fighting with Billy Backer here to win the ball back. Backer comes away with it. He did Turkstra. Van der Horst, Sander Bart. Sander Devine is pushed high. Kemperman comes to receive this into midfield. Under no real pressure. Now the pressure comes. Back to Bart. Crossfield ball to Van der Veerden. Backer, back to Van der Veerden. Dutch comfortable in possession at the moment. Just over 6.5 minutes to go. Direct ball in. And Bell should have been given a shout there. There was no real need for him to get on the end of that, and that's gone out for a long corner.
Lack of communication there in the circle. There was no pressure on him there. Ireland falling very deep here in the last two or 3 minutes. Need to press and step out, and as they do there now, John and Matthew Bell.
German looking to win the ball back from Kemperman. Just gave away a free. This is Hertzberger under pressure from McGee. And Carruth, still Hertzberger. Upright reverse pass inside to Konstantin Jonker, who just neatly reverses that into the side of the goal. And that is his 4th goal of the game. It's the Netherlands 5, Ireland 0. Some piece of skill there, Andy.
That was a great piece of skill. Just standing upright, a perfect technique just to tap the ball with the reverse into the back of the net. 4 goals for Jonker today. He's number 17 in the Olympic squad and is the first reserve. McGee now tries to turn inside Backer. No free given. Kemperman, first time ball to Van der Horst. Van der Horst has Bob de Vugt here. This is de Vugt, takes it inside. Super save by David Hart. Falls to the goal machine, Jonker. Van Ass. Kemperman looks to bring that inside. Foot there off Matthew Bell's foot. Kemperman carries it to 5 and then into the circle. 2 Irish defenders, 3 Irish defenders. He's beaten all of them. Falls out Watkins now. Just miscontrols, but it does fall to Chris Cargo, who's going to try and carry it in out of trouble and wins the free from Sevi Van Ass. Cargo goes to take that quickly. Umpire's not happy with where he took it from. Cargo trying to inject a bit of pace back into it there, Andy. Yeah, trying to get it to go, but he went on his own. There was nobody there to support. So Ireland just need to pick it up here for the last 4 or 5 minutes and try and get some positives out of the last quarter.
Gormley to McGee. Billy Backer leaned in there on McGee. No free given. Bob de Vugt carrying forward over the 25 into the circle. Pressure from Gormley. Still de Vugt, still going. Finds a little shot in towards David Hart. Cleans that ball up, and that's come straight out to Gormley. Watt trying to work it out, and eventually Ireland win a sideline ball with just over 4 minutes to go in the Fexco Merchant Services International Series here, being brought to you from the Mardyke and UCC. Van der Horst. Van Ass. And the Dutch look to build. To Kemperman. Sander Devine. Devine sending Van Ass forward, and here is Van Ass. Bob de Vugt, who caused so much panic in the Irish defence a couple of minutes ago, now in possession. Ball played inside, straight to O'Donoghue. Under pressure immediately. Hertzberger, Sander Devine trying to win the ball back. Knocks it out over the sideline. Over 3 minutes to go now.
Ireland being a little bit lax there with the passing around the back. Need to pick it up the last 3 minutes and try and finish on a positive note.
Gleghorn to Bell. Bell being tracked by Preuser. Still Bell. He's done very well there just to make sure he was in the right position. Positioning is excellent. Given to Gormley now. High on the right. Wins the free. Quickly. The umpire not quite happy with where Gormley took it. Gormley brought it back. Moved it about half a foot from where he originally took it and then took it again. Ball played inside Jonker. Chases. Hart easy save. Drops the ball out. Coolness personified there from Hart. Just found Gleghorn. Jackson. Watkins. Direct ball inside. That falls to Cockram. Cockram on the reverse. And just knocks that one wide. And Stockman comfortable enough there, Andy.
Yeah, it didn't even trouble the goalkeeper. Didn't even hit the sideboard. So maybe a little bit rushed, but great work forward there by Ireland and created the shot at least.
Varga collecting from Van der Veerden. Forward to Jorrit Kroon. Varga again looks for Hertzberger inside. A lot of traffic there for Hertzberger to negotiate. Manages to get it inside Kroon now. Free just outside the circle. Varga drops it. Van Ass can't work his way in. Another free. Varga this time opts to bring it out. It's Van der Horst. Just over a minute to go now. The final game of this 2-game series. Sander Bart. The Dutch in search of a 6th goal here. Van der Horst. Van der Veerden. Back to Van der Horst. Sander Bart. Turkstra. Direct ball across, cut out by Shimmons. Shimmons just tries to work this ball out of the circle. Bob de Voek putting on some pressure there. And eventually Shimmons has done very well to work himself out there through 3 or 4 different tackles and wins the free. 30 seconds to go. Will Ireland give it one last go to get themselves a goal? Gleghorn looked for the high aerial. Decided to play across. And that's come to Jackson. Robson. Up off the Dutch stick, 15 seconds to go. Ireland with a bit of urgency might get this into the circle. Ireland up to play it around the back. And at the final whistle, the result here from the Mardyke in the Fexco Merchant Services International Series. It's Ireland 0, Netherlands 5, 4 goals from Constantine Jonker and a goal from Valentin Varga. The difference between the two sides, Andy.
Yeah, no, it was a great performance with the Dutch. They were controlled the whole way through. The Irish had a few chances there in the final quarter, and that was about it. Maybe a bit of fatigue.
A couple of fantastic goals by Jonker in the middle of it.
Yeah, some class goals. The last one there, particularly, just a little upright reverse and just past Davy Hart.
Definitely the goal of the game. So maybe that is the last game for the Irish team. The Dutch play in the Dusseldorf Masters next week, and then they'll be off to Rio themselves. So thank you for joining us here. It's goodbye from me for the Fexco Merchant Services International Series here, and goodbye from Andy.
Yeah, thank you very much, Phil. Really enjoyed my day.
Thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Bye-bye.